Yes, sir. This is Lucifer here, business spiritual consultant as always. And if you're wondering what is Lucifer doing on Earth, let me tell you. He's talking about everything the Earth is made of, which is what? Business and spirituality. Yes, sir, Bob. So I just did a video. I talked about something one of the people on here asked me to talk about, like how come I can how come I feel like everybody's reading my thoughts. I did talk about it in my last video extensively, but I do understand it's 2 hours, so you might not have watched the whole video till you listen to that part. So I'm gonna just repeat it here. you know, so you can be sure that I talked about it. So what's going on? Like I said before, it's not really telepathy. It's not really telepathy. It's more, it's your emotional spectrum. It's your emotional spectrum. They're feeding off emotions, an emotion, an energy motion, an energetic motion, emotion. You know, it's a vibration. You know, it's like it can change your aura. You know, it can change your aura field. You can have you can change the color of your aura depending on the most prominent emotion you have in your, not in your everyday life, but in your psychology. So the things you think about the most will be reflected on your aura at some point. You do have a natural aura, but it can change colors depending on what your real focus is, what your compass is on at the actual moment. So you have to understand that this is because of emotions. It's because of your energetic motions, right? So what is an energetic motion? It's an undulation. An undulation is what? A vibrational field. What is a vibrational field? A electromagnetic field. What is an electromagnetic field? It is a polarized black and white, south and north, east and west wave of, I wouldn't say solid form, but in actuality I would say in immaterial form. That's what it is. So if every human actually has a compass, electromagnetic field, capable of feeling other magnetic fields, well, guess what? Somebody that is trained enough can pick up on other people's magnetic fields, can pick up on other people's frequency. Because the magnetic field is actually a radio wave. It's a type of radio wave. We got hertz, gigahertz. Those are radio waves. Radio waves is just a current in the air. So you got broadband services. You know, a radio actually picks up. That's why a radio needs an antenna, because it's actually picking up air. It's picking up current. It's like when you build a dam, right? The current, or the water, it's not the water creating electricity, it's the current of the water electricity. So an antenna works the same way. It's not the air creating electricity, it's the current in the air creating electricity, and that electricity has a certain amount of hertz, right? So the air has a magnetic field too. The air can generate a magnetic field too. And an antenna, actually, the purpose of an antenna is to pick up those hertz, pick up that current, and create something with it. So you're actually talking to air, and the air is hitting, you're talking to air from one end, and that air goes to the other end. You know what I mean? Gets picked up, but actually it's not the air, is you're talking to the actual energy in the air. And the antenna is picking up not the air, but the energy that you're sending towards it. Electricity. So what you feel like is telepathy is not actually telepathy. What you feeling is telepathy is actually your emotional spectrum. People are picking up on your emotional spectrum. I can pick up on people's other emotional spectrum too. People like me, they call that empaths, right? I know what you're thinking, but it's not that I know what you're thinking. You're actually telling me what you're thinking. It's just that you don't realize that you're telling me what you're thinking. Some people are less emotional. Some people are more emotional. People that are less emotional, their electromagnetic field might be a little bit harder to pick up, but still relatively easy to pick up for somebody that is trained. So it can look like somebody is reading your mind. Even for somebody that's that emotional, it doesn't matter if you're that emotional or not. It really doesn't. Now there is such a thing. There are some people coming out here, going out here, doing things. There are some fourth dimensional entities that are a little bit weird, doing some kind of shit. They're not reading your mind. They just have information on you. That's not mind reading. They have information on you. A person that's mind reading, a person that's really mind reading, you can tell the difference. You have a friend, you're always sitting here next to him, and it seems like he always knows what you're thinking. He's not really reading your mind. He's reading your emotions. He can feel your emotion, but your emotion can actually put an image in somebody's head, or put a feel, or put a word in somebody's head. Especially if you're worried about something, your friend turns around and be like, "Oh, you're worried about that, aren't you?" Because you're making him feel it. It's not like he's intruding on your privacy or something like that. He's not doing it on purpose. You're the one that's worried about it. So yeah, it's not like you got telepathy. If you are walking around and you got fourth dimensional gremlins coming at you and shit like that, that's when you need to come and see me so I can whoop some ass. But because that's different. That's not, that's because you're well, I'm suspecting some of the people that watch my video, they already started walking into apotheosis, whether they believe it or not. Because when I say apotheosis, I've noticed apotheosis is not a word that is making people catch on, because it's a real word. I didn't make it up. And apotheosis is the teaching of becoming a god. When you are ascending to godhood, we call that apotheosis. And I've noticed nobody really picks up on that word. Nobody really is interested in that word. It's like it's damn near scary to some people when I say the word apotheosis, because they're like, I don't want to. They're kind of in this like disbelief that I'm not learning to become a god. I don't want to become a god. And I unfortunately will have to say it's mostly because of your religious values and your religious ideals. You feel like people that talk like me are lost sheep, lost lamb, and things of that nature. And it's, of course, it's normal for you to think that, because that's what you were learned, that's what you were taught. So it's normal for you to think that shit. So when people talk about apotheosis, it's not something you're interested in, even though it's happening to you and you don't understand that it's happening to you. So unfortunately, you end up being lost yourself by looking at other people that are more prone to saying the things that you're more inclined to believing, especially when we're talking about religion. There's some people, all you need to say is the God word, and you got them hooked on, the bait and fish, hooked on the ladder, like they can't, and then that's very unfortunate, because then you still end up being into this process where you are still learning from the gods or the spirits. Maybe not the gods, but definitely the spirits of the world. You're still learning from the spirits of the world, and but you're still seeing weird shit happening. You still people are reading your mind. It feels like people are reading your mind. Nobody's reading your mind. You're just facing fourth dimensional gremlins. You're facing fourth dimensional entities, and maybe it might even be humans. It might be the Illuminati that has information on you. Illuminati do that shit too. or it might be fourth dimensional gremlins. They have information on you. Nobody can read your mind. And the only time somebody can read your mind is if you let them read your mind, or you're actually entering their mind so they can enter your mind. Hence the emotional spectrum, the energetic field. Because like I said before, if you open a door, it's open both ways. A door opens a portal to both ends. So if you open the door, of course they can come in too. You know, it just is what it is. Just that's just how it works. So it's not really, they're not really doing that. Nobody's really reading your mind. And if you can't, and you can do that too. Me, they call me an empath. They rather use the word empath. I rather use the word empath because I don't believe that I can just intrude in somebody's mind and just read whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want. That's not legit. That's not a real thing. Like it's not a real thing. But I can read emotional spectrum. I can do things like that. Of course, there's some people that might be able to do little tricks here and there with astral projection and stuff like that. That's very, that's true. That's a thing that can happen. But that's still magic. That's not, that's not like you're not Xavier. You're not a mutant and you're just like read people's mind whenever you want. No, you got to do a whole thing. You got to do a whole exercise. You got to practice. Blah 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 blah. Telepathy doesn't need practice. It's just something you can do. And on the emotional scale, and we are telepathic at some point on some levels, because we can read people's emotions. We can even send people from across the globe an emotional, like an idea. I can send you an idea. I can inseminate an idea in your mind, but you're aware of that idea. It's not like, you're sleeping and you don't know. No, you can feel it coming. You can. Some people call it inspiration. It might even be confused with inspiration, when it's not. It's not really inspiration. It's just somebody implemented an idea in your brain, whether it's a good idea or not. It's somebody that implanted that in your mind. So it's not really telepathy. It's manipulation. It's more emotional wave manipulation more than telepathy. And I like when people ask me that question, because there is a clear difference between the two, and most people kind of like mistake one for the other. They kind of like mistake one for the other. So that's not really what's going on. If people are being weird, that's something else. That's because you are in apotheosis. That's because you're in apotheosis and somebody is trying to scare you out of your apotheosis. And you'll need to understand that the fourth dimension is basically what the fourth dimension does. The fourth dimension actually not only scares you out of apotheosis, but it's actually trying to make you understand something about the world at the same time. Because it's kind of like when magicians go head to head on YouTube, and there's people like, oh, you're gonna learn magic. That's what the fourth dimension does. It's the same fucking thing. It's like, they're going at you negatively, but at the same time, you understand that there's something more going on to this world than whatever you're just seeing, right? Then whatever, right? Then hamburgers and McDonald's. There's more going on, and that there's anything wrong with hamburgers and McDonald's. But I'm saying there's something more going on than just that. And the fourth dimension actually depicts that to you, So if you're unafraid, if you don't panic, that's going to be your first idea. You're going to be like, oh shit, something is real. I don't know what is real, but there's definitely something going on. So that's going to be your first reaction. Actually, it's going to be your first reaction. Your second reaction, if you're not scared, is gonna be like, "Oh, it's on now. You want to go, bro? Let's do this shit." And then you're gonna be like, in this battle, you know what I mean? And you're also gonna be opened. You're also opening the door more to the spirit to help you. You know what I mean? You're opening the door more to the spirits to help you. You're opening the door more to the world to help you, because it's not just the gods. It's not just the spirits. The world. You know what I mean? We're spirits too. We're gods and spirits too. We come from gods and spirits. So, so the world is helping you. The spirits are helping you. The gods are helping you. And the more you're open, the more you're open to the spirits, you're going to see who's really behind you, helping you, teaching you, guiding you, But of course, you got to be open to accepting that you are learning to become a god. And if you don't do that, if you don't understand that, then you're always going to be stuck in the fourth dimensional, and then you're going to end up listening to stupid YouTube videos talking about the goddamn Facebook. Sorry. Sorry. But that's what it is. That's how you end up in those situations. That's how you end up not believing in yourself. That's how you end up listening to somebody that, instead of elevating you, puts you down, because you don't believe in yourself, because you don't have enough. You don't believe in yourself. You don't see yourself like that. You don't understand why you would be like that. In actuality, everybody's like that. That's the worst part. In actuality, everybody's like that. It's not even. This is to be taken for granted. You know what I mean? The way I am is supposed to be taken for granted, to be quite honest, because everybody's like that. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. Everybody's like that. So it's not even like people think it's special and shit like that. Not really. I mean, it is, but if this is Midgard, and then you have Asgard. But let's just say there was no Midgard. Everybody would be on Asgard. So, everybody is a little bit like that. Everybody has a spirit in them. Everybody has a star watching over them. Everybody has a God watching over them. Everybody has that. It's just some people are more attuned to it. Some people are less attuned to it, And it is what it is. And there are some trickster gods too. You never know. You really have to have some discernment. You have to, you have to learn more about yourself. You just need to learn more about yourself. The more you learn about yourself, the better, the stronger you become, the better you become. It's really easy. It's not that complicated. But nobody wants to be a lost lamb. Nobody wants to end up going to hell. Nobody wants to, nobody wants to do things like that. Everybody wants to be safe and not go to hell when they die. Which I understand completely. But, at some time and point, you're going to have to, let it go. You're going to have to let it go. You're going to have to let go. And like I said before, if you are seeing weird entities coming up, running up on you, acting like, they're about something, bro, you're in apotheosis. I'm sorry to tell you. You're in apotheosis. If it's just your friend that comes over, your best friend that comes over, and every time, you're just sitting there and he just knows what you're thinking, no, he's just empathic. Or you're too empathic. Maybe you're the one that's empathic. Because sometimes, that's the thing. Sometimes people see curses as... Sometimes people see a gift as a curse. You know what I mean? So you're walking around and everybody can read your thoughts. Those people are just impressed at you than you are impressed at them, because you're invading their space. They wasn't trying to invade yours. It's just that you can hear you, so you're the one doing it. They don't understand more what's going on. They think you're doing it on purpose. You know what I mean? They think they already cope with the fact that you can send messages directly inside of their bodies. You know what I mean? Because it's inside of your body. It's not going on inside your mind. It's a vibration, so it hits your body. You're hitting the person's body with a sound, with a frequency, with a voice, a frequency, a sound, and it hits the body, and the person feels it, and then the body deciphers, uses its natural index codex in order to decipher what that vibration was, and then they hear what you're saying. They're like, then you're like, oh man, everybody can read my thoughts. No, you're the one that's able to send thoughts. So you have to know which one you are. Are you a person that sends thoughts? Are you a person that people read easily? Are you a person? You know what I mean? And if you are a person that can't read easily, you're probably hanging around with. I don't think that's the case most of the time. I severely doubt that everybody is a fucking mind reader. Like, I don't think. Maybe there might be a group of mind readers in your area. You know, there might be a group of mind readers in your area, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that fact. I don't believe that that's possible. Like, I severely doubt that shit. Severely. You know, and so most of the time you're a person that can send things to people. You're a, you know, how do you say, well, you're a sender. You know what I mean? You're a sender. You know what I mean? You're not a receiver. You're a sender. So, you know, and then there's like the little gremlins that wants to make you feel uncomfortable. You know, probably because I don't know, you don't have a lot of friends and stuff, but you're still, you know, you still got some spiritual strength, and you ain't got no more. You ain't got a lot of friends, so they think you're well. They don't think you're easy target, but they'll make you feel like they think that you're easy target because you don't know what's going on. You don't understand. So whatever you see as bullying is actually themselves trying to protect themselves or protect a certain agenda or protect a certain specific set of people, or, you know, making sure that you don't take over the area, making sure that you don't take over the region, making sure that you don't take over the whole world with your, you know, latent abilities, your latent apotheosis, you know, because that's their job. They're doing their job. It's just other people are not doing their job, you know, but they're doing their job every day, you know, and I can't, you know, like, at some point you can be mad at a dude all the time, but they're consistent. You know what I mean? They're doing this to everybody, doing this all across the globe. They're consistent. It's just people don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? People don't want to hear, part of my language, people don't want to hear those things. People don't want to accept their apotheosis. People don't want to let go of certain principles that they used to believe in. People don't want to, you know, you got YouTubers saying that your ancestors ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of YouTubers saying that shit, man. There's some YouTubers, I've heard YouTubers say that shit 100 bazillion times. Ancestors ain't shit, and the gods ain't shit, and blah, blah. And now they're, you know, like, they're flip-flopping from one end to another all the time. It's kind of weird, you know, but they're listening. Now, apparently it makes sense to, no, it makes sense to people that have low self-esteem. It makes sense to people that don't believe in themselves. That's the people that it makes sense to, you know. Because if you're sitting there saying, you know, Lucifer's perfection energy, and you're here to do God's work, then what are you talking about? Like, what's wrong with being perfect? You're saying perfect is a bad thing now? I mean, I understand too much perfectionism might be toxic in some shape or form, you know, but that's if you go overboard. You know what I mean? So you can't really be saying Lucifer's toxic energy, because but what you're telling me is like, oh well, if I follow Lucifer and I just, you know, keep it on a you know, keep a healthy level, then I'm fine. What? What? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, how does that make sense? What do you believe in then? What was your point? You know, because why are you telling me, oh well, he's not, the other one's not perfect, and we don't want to be perfect. You what? You want to be disgusting? So being fucking raggedy is okay to you? That's what you want for humanity? Just a bunch of do rags? Pardon my language, a bunch of dish rags? Is that what you're saying? Oh, well, he's okay with me being a dish rag. Really? You know, like, wow. You know, wow. Wow. Okay. Well, alrighty then, man. But whatever. You know, whatever. Okay. Yeah. If that's how you see it. You know, so that shit's weird. And I'm not saying that's not the case. You know, of course, Lucifer's perfection, and he was the most perfect angel. He's the embodiment of perfection. You know what I mean? He is perfection. You know what I mean? But you know, it still don't add up according to your book, because you're saying like I'm the worst thing to ever happen since you know, I'm the worst thing that ever happened since, you know, like ever, you know, since they put freaking you know, McDonald's on the map. Part of my language. You know, like, how does that make sense? And then you're gonna flip around and you're gonna say I'm perfection energy, and everybody's sitting there thinking that, oh, you don't want to be perfect. You know what I mean? We don't want to be. What? Where are you leading these MFers, man? And everybody's sitting there cheering you on. That crazy. Where are you leading these people, man? Okay, you know where I'm leading my people. I'm leading them to perfection. It might kill us all, but at least we're heading towards perfection. What is you doing? That shit makes no sense. You know, so of course, yeah, you got gremlins, you know, trying to shake you, shake you. Of course. Of course that shit happens. I mean, you got people saying, you know, if you got that happening, is it that hard to believe that these people are trying to stop you from apotheosis? Really? I'm not dissing you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you, man. I'm laughing with you. You know, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I'm laughing with you, man. Shit makes no sense. They don't make sense. You know. And like I said, I'm gonna say it again. If that's what you, and I'm pretty sure that's what's going on with you. If you are being real, if you're a real person telling the truth, I'm telling you, you're going through apotheosis, and it's gonna get worse. I'm sorry to tell you, it's gonna get worse. You know, but the only advice I can tell you is that you need to believe in yourself. That's the only advice I can tell you. Because if I tell you more, it's gonna tread on your personal spiritual beliefs, and I ain't trying to do that, especially not on YouTube, not at this moment. So I'm not gonna do that. But I will, and you're not gonna believe me anyway, even if I told you. But in order for you to survive this fourth dimensional bullshit that you're going through, believe in yourself. That's your biggest, largest weapon. That's your AK-47. That's your RPG. That's your nuclear bomb. That's your Hiroshima. No pun intended. No offense meant. That's your atom bomb. You know what I mean? That's your neutron bomb. You know what I mean? Like, your confidence ain't playing. Of course, you're gonna need more than that, but that's how I'm here for. So, you know, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. But it's gonna take time, though. It's gonna take time. If you're going through apotheosis, you're listening to these videos, you're going through apotheosis, man, make yourself an account. Get yourself some ninja techniques. Whoop some ass. You can whoop some ass too. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You know, but like I said before, if you're not ready for none of that shit, believe in yourself. And everything's gonna fall in line. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, everything's gonna fall in line. Believe in yourself, everything's gonna fall in line. And yes, there are some weirdos out here doing weird things. And they're using information. You think people, YouTube, everybody steals from each other on YouTube, man. Like, you think those guys are the only guys ripping shit off of me? Are you serious? Bro, they're all over the place, man. They're all over the place, bro. Like, they stealing shit. They stealing shit from me. They're trying to get other people not to talk to me. You know what I mean? There's a lot of shit going on here, man. There's a lot of shit going on here, man. People trying to replace me, taking my swag. Replacing me, taking my swag, bro. You can't. Hey. Shit. Andrew Tate. You know what I mean? The Andrew Tate. The fuck out of here, man. Like, even Kevin Samuels, I should have been pissed off about that Kevin Samuels shit, because I'm the best fucking relationship guru up in this mother effort. I just don't talk about it because ain't nobody like it. But if some fucking Illuminati guy, comes around and start talking about that shit, everybody likes it. But I'm sitting here and I can give you better advice, but you don't want to listen. But if I'm Illuminati, you'll listen though. So it's that hard to believe that some people are just, trying to stop you from doing things? Really? That's what you don't believe? You know what I mean? Not you necessarily, but there has been some videos. I've seen some videos about some dudes that be saying like, oh, that shit don't exist, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't exist. You're right. You're right. I believe that too. But I know what I know. I've seen what I've seen. I know those things kind of happen. There's some situations that happen. So, So anyways, man. But yeah, man, it's mostly, probably because you're by yourself. They think they want to make you feel like you're an easy target. I'm getting bullied by all these people, blah, blah. No, the more people you see, the more powerful you are. That's another thing. That's another issue that I need to tell you. Because there's a lot of people going through that, and you need to understand that shit. The more people involved, that means you're just as strong as all those fucking people. The reason why you can't see all these fucking people is because that's how strong you are. So if you see 3 people, then you're strong like 3 people. If you see 10, 20 people, then you're strong as 20 people. If you see cops, then you're strong. You're strong like the cops. If you see gangsters and cops, then you're strong like gangsters and cops. If you see the fucking government trying to stop you, then you strong like cops, government, those 2, 3 people, and the gangsters. That's, that's what it is. That's what it is. Because the 4th dimension is actually a reflection of yourself, but it's a reflection of your inner self. It's chaotic, but it's not an aligned version of your inner self. It's a disaligned version of your interior, because you don't get it twisted. Just because you see all that, that doesn't mean your whole chakra is messed up. It's just, the world is changing. There's a revolution going. We're heading towards a new world. The spirit of the planet is tired of people being unaware, and she or he has made it her duty. I'd rather say her. She has made it her duty to freaking wake everybody the damn up. You know what I mean? So now we don't have a choice but to wake up. It's like I said before in my other video. People think, oh, it's because you're special. It's because you're Lucifer. No, I didn't have a choice like you did, man. You know what I mean? I didn't have that. Nope. I was in the same boat. I was in the same boat. The only difference is I'm an occultist. So when these people or entities started messing around here, they fucked with the wrong one. You know what I mean? That's all it is. You know what I mean? They should have taught about that sooner. If you're going to be occult with an occultist, you better be prepared for an occult war. You know what I mean? So, to me, all this shit is not, there's nothing scary to me, because, I've been watching people being possessed, since I was a kid. So, you ain't gonna shake me off. And not only that, but I also had a Marine training from gangsters. I'm a Navy SEAL. I had to do missions by myself. So you're definitely not gonna catch me with that shit either. So there's no plane of existence where you can, intimidate me or trying to make me believe shit that's not real. I know everything. I've been everyone, and I've been everything. I'm a saint. I'm an angel. I'm a part of my language, part of my French. I'm a saint. I'm an angel. I'm a thief. I'm a liar. I'm a murderer. I'm a god. I'm a demon. I've been all those things. I used to think I was Jesus at some point. I was a gangster, man. I was a middleman, man. I was amigo, man. I used to steal shit, pull heists. I would pull heists, bro. All kinds of shit. I've been everything. So you're not going to catch me slipping. I don't really care about that shit. But that's the difference between me and other people. I'm Blackbeard. You know what I mean? I'm Blackbeard, bro. I was a spy. I'm a cop. I'm a robber and a cop. I'm an Indian. I'm a savage and an aristocrat. You know, you can't shake me off. You can't shake me off, bro. You can't shake me. I'm unshakable. You know, so of course I'm gonna have that amount of power. You know, especially if you open the door to it. Because I didn't open the door. I could have been a fucking dishwasher in, in a Chinese restaurant, and I would have been happy for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Eating that Chinese food and shit in the kitchen. That could have been my job. You know. But they started messing with me. So, you know, it is what it is. They opened the door, and they kind of, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? So, and then there's this whole, apocalypse, apotheosis, all kinds of shit, because that's not the end. Because the thing is, that could have happened and be the end right now, right then and then. But that wasn't the end. These guys are just the beginning of this whole fucking story. And then you figure out, oh, they're trying to control the world. Oh, they're trying to control people's spirits. Oh, they're trying to take over people's frequencies. Oh, they're trying to mind control people. Oh, they got to have my mentality. Oh, it just keeps going on and on and on and on and on until you realize that this goes at the highest fucking level possible. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about no damn government. I'm talking about spirituality. So the world is made of what? Business and spirituality. Because in the first level, you're on the business side of things. And then you start packing heat. And you start handling your business. But you're still on the business side of things. You're just trying to survive, trying to make some money, trying to, do what you got to do. And then people come along trying to interfere with what you're doing and try to mess with your business. You're still on the business level. And you can stay on the business level, but at some point, if you're really curious, if you're a curious person or a rigid person, or you're just that you're a boss, and if you're a boss, then you start getting, you can't fuck with bosses like that, man. They're gonna get into your shit. There's a reason why they're the boss, right? So now you start getting into things, and then you start realizing, oh, I didn't know this. Oh, there's a machine that controls people's minds. Oh, it's not a machine. It's alien technology. Oh, shit. Oh, you just keep finding stuff. But it all comes from the same fucking place at the end of the day. So, yeah, man, like, it is what it is. There's some people, that's how it is, man. That's how it is. And you're a part of it too, unfortunately. Because they got a job to do, and now you got to understand that their job is to take over. Their job is to take over, and for as long as you're around, believing or being, just not even believing, just being. If you're still around being, they can't do everything that they want, because people still sitting there thinking it's all business, it's all money. No, if you're unaware that I exist, you're going to go to your business dealing and it's going to fail because of me. And I'm just sitting here sucking on a lollipop. So they have to be aware of you. They have to be aware of you. They have to respect your power. As much as they hate it, as much as you're like, it's frustrating to know that shit. I understand these sons of bitches. It's frustrating to know that shit, that you can't just go and do whatever you want. Because if this guy sucks his lollipop at this hour on that day, it's gonna ruin the fucking deal. I know it doesn't make sense. I know you don't understand it, but I'm talking about trigonometry right now. I'm talking about that. James Moriarty energy. That's what I got. I got James Moriarty energy, man. I'm the root of all evil. If you don't keep an eye on me, then, if you don't deal with me personally, or you don't keep an eye on me, then of course your deal ain't going to work. If I don't want something to happen, it's not going to happen. Because I'm James Moriarty. All I need to do is sip some tea, and there's a whole SWAT team coming in. You know what I mean? Because the universe understands what that means when I sip that tea, because I'm sending vibration to the universe while I sip that tea. So all that business bullshit, business corrupted bullshit you wanted to make ain't gonna work no more. So that's why they keep an eye on you, because you got James Moriarty energy too. But you don't want to, I know you don't want to hear that shit. It's too kumbaya. It's too kumbaya. I know you don't want. I know you don't want that shit. Yes, I am going off topic a little bit. Well, I'm not going off topic. I just want to say that because I know how you feel when I say that shit. I know it's gonna come in one ear and go out the other. I already know that. You know, you don't have to trip. I am going off topic. You're right. But it's true though. You know, because it's not really, everything is relative. It's not really off topic. Everything is relative, man. Because you ask me, I don't understand. Sometimes I feel like everybody can read my mind. Well, I'm telling you why you feel like that. I'm telling you why that shit's happening. I tell you why you feel like that. And like I said, there's only two versions. It's either you're an empath capable of communicating with the whole world, or you're in the fourth dimension and the universe has deemed you worthy to walk on the path of apotheosis. It's one or the other. It's not because of your religious beliefs. It's because the universe has deemed you worthy to walk on the path of apotheosis. Or you're an empath and you're capable of communicating with the world. So whatever the case may be, you still need these videos. Because listening to crazy people talking about crazy shit, well, they ain't crazy, but they saying weird stuff sometimes. I don't see what Facebook has to do with anything right now. I don't get that. But you know, instead of wasting your time listening to, you know, Facebook ads, you might as well listen to that whole James Moriarty energy, which I will do a video about. And I'll put it on my website for those that do want to listen. The people that do want to feel that vibe. Especially if you think you gangster. Because James Moriarty was the gangster's gangster in the universe. He's the universal gangster. He's the root to all evil. He's the root to all evil. I'm not Sherlock Holmes. I'm James Moriarty. Son. You need to, you're under smell. Okay, that's enough. I'm out of here, man. Yo, I'm out of here, man. Have a good one. My name is Lucifer. Business and spiritual. My name is Lucifer, business and spiritual consultant. As always, and please subscribe to my channel. Hold up, I didn't mean to sound like I was begging. It's just something popped up while I was trying to push the stop button. Apparently, somebody wants to somebody wants me to keep going, but we're not gonna keep going because my butt hurts. And you know, I'll see you guys on the next one. Subscribe to my channel, leave a like, leave a comment, and if you're wondering what is Lucifer doing on Earth, well, let me tell you. Talking about everything the earth is made of, which is what? Business and spirituality. So anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.